My favorite deadbolts, and especially my favorite electronic deadbolts, are the Schlage or Schlage series. They're just heavy duty, they last. So this is a very simple one. We're gonna unbox one, we're gonna set it up, we're gonna reprogram it, show you how to work the key, everything on this deadbolt. I really like it. It's simple, it's basic, it's a workhorse. It does the trick. It only does 15 codes, and it doesn't work off your cell phone or your Wi-Fi. But if you just want a standalone electronic deadbolt that you can punch the numbers in, this one is perfect. Easy to use, it's a workhorse, they just last forever. Easy install or an upgrade. So it's one of my favorite electronic deadbolts, and we're just going to go through it right now. So let's unbox it, show you what they come with, and then we'll play with it and show you how it works. They call it the BE365. It comes in different, different colors, some different face plates. Basically, it's a workhorse. I really like it. It works well. So let's just see what we got here. So this is from the factory. So thumb turn on the inside, deadbolt. Again, extremely simple lock. And that's what makes it so durable. And keys. This isn't for the factory. When we get all our stock comes in, right off the bat, we cut 5 keys and we throw it in the box. The only downside, but it's not really, it takes a 9-volt battery. When this thing starts the battery goes dead, this will give off a warning, like beep, just like your smoke detector bugs the heck out of you. You get a little beep, beep, then it just will die. But you've had lots of warning. I haven't tried a rechargeable. They say don't put a rechargeable, but I have put lithium, and lithium batteries are a real pain, except for they last a long time, but they give you like half a beep, beep, that they're dead, and then they die. So they keep peak power, and then they give a little beep, and then they're dead. At least with the alkaline batteries, the battery power goes down, 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 and it starts beeping and warning you. Up to a week, sometimes the thing's going beep on you. So that's why we recommend alkaline batteries. Rechargeables, I really don't know. They don't recommend you put rechargeables. I don't know why. Maybe I'll hook one up. We'll see what happens. Pretty simple. We have different for drive-in latch or a faceplate. Now this is adjustable. From the edge of the door to the center of the hole, it's either 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. Occasionally, there's 5-inch. I don't think these don't come in 5-inch at all right now. So the two sizes we will have is 2 3/8, 2 3/4. This one actually says tops. Some people say, we call this Mickey Mouse ears up. So you sort of say, that's how you tell it from upside down or right side up. So it's simple adjustment between 2 3/8 is the shorter version, and little twists. That's all. 2 3/4. So just twist it, or you could read the instructions. So there we go. What is this one? Is it 2 3/8 or 2 3/4? There we go. This is perfect. So this is a 2 3/4 back set. Now use your wood screws, and we don't crank these in like crazy. Just do them tight, just snug. That's all, snug. If you over tighten these in, you can have a problem with the deadbolt not going in. You can jam up the deadbolt. So we go way, way too tight on these. So we just go snug. We don't crank it down to the end. So wood screws there. Now it's important, they'll be on the instructions, they have it, but on the deadbolt itself, on the inside plate, so this is the outside, this will go on the outside of the door, and right in there, so if you've got a new house, you've just taken this over, and you want to know how to reset the combinations and everything, here's the factory codes, and it's right on that little label there. So on the label is the programming code, and that's what we set in to program new numbers. We also have a user code A and a user code B. So these are hardwired into the firmware. So if you take the lock off, you can see what the user code A and user code B is, and the programming code. Sometimes we do is we'll write in a marker, we'll write it on the inside. we'll put in what the programming code is there, and user A and user B. So sometimes we just put code A and B, and that way if we take off the plate, we can just see what it is. Now we read the instructions. On some of the other electronic deadbolts, you have to time the door and all sorts of things. This one's pretty simple. If you put the bolt out, so just use a little flathead screwdriver, put it in the little slot there, and just put the bolt out. If the bolt's out, 100% of the time this lock will go together correctly. Be careful with the lead. We want to put it over top. So that goes together nicely. Now on the inside, the wire through the little spot there. The tail piece of the lock will go into the back there. Bingo. Perfect. Our wires aren't crimped. So the two machine screws will hold the deadbolt in. Just finger tight, just get each one started, so and no cross threading it. They just go in really nice. And again, just snug. This is with the 9-volt battery here, will be the power to the light up the outside. So we're just going to snap it in. Snap it in, get it out of the way. Hook up the 9-volt battery. Let's get this out of the way up here. Again, it shows you top. Shows you where to put it in there. Got a little holding spot for it. And we have two machine screws. Because we had the bolt out, when we put it together, bolt out, key out, goes together perfect every time. Now you got to know one thing about this lock, which is unusual compared to most. If the battery goes dead, you have a key override. So there's no external jump spot to power it in case the batteries go dead. You do have a key, so it comes with a key. Let's say the battery's dead, we can't get in. What we have to do is put the key in, turn it till it depresses. It'll go in that little bit, and then we can turn the knob to lock it, unlock it. And to get it back out again, we got to make sure we're right side up to pull the key out. The problem is if we're upside down, the key's not going to come out because it's upside down. So you got to put it to there and pull the key out. So your battery's dead, what do? If you're not locked out, if you're locked out, use the key override to get in. The battery's quite simple to replace. All we do is we got to take off the inside trim, top and bottom screws. And it's as simple as replace the 9-volt battery. It just clips off. And put a new battery in there. Get a fresh battery. You can hear it right off the bat. We got power again. And just put it in there. Make sure you're not crimping any wires. Again, very, very simple. The biggest thing is line up the tail piece to the thumb turn. And just start each top and bottom. And again, snug. We don't want to go crazy tight. And there we go. Let's test it. Now let's go through how the lock works. So if I'm from inside, I can just turn the thumb turn, lock it, unlock it. This lock is plain. It's very reliable, but it won't self-lock. Some of the newer ones, we can set the timer from 30 seconds to 4 minutes. at the moment to automatically lock. This lock doesn't automatically lock. So if we're leaving the house, I can push the button, turn that, and she's locked. When it's finished, I have to punch the code in. So again, to lock it, it's very simple. Push the button and lock it. It'll time out, and now they can't unlock it. To unlock with the code, now I'm going to use a user code, 2473 2473. You hear a little click, it unlocks. It'll time out, and we can't lock it or unlock it. Let's push that, locks it, it'll time out, and it's locked again. You hear a slight click. Now, an interesting feature on this one is, it's locked now. If somebody comes along, punches the wrong number, 1, 2, 3, sometimes it, so 4 times, wrong code. Now I think it's locked us out now for a little bit. Let's see what happens. 2, see, now it's locked out, and I think it's, the time is 5 minutes. So if you've done, I did it 4 times in a row there. So it's just totally dead. I think it's 5 minutes. But if you're on the inside or use the key, let's see if we use the key. We know on the inside if I turn the thumb turn. So let's unlock it with the key. Remember, push it in, we're in. Okay, so once you've, that's a nice little feature. So from the inside, you can do the thumb turn or do the key, and it resets, takes it out of the timed lock. Again, some of the newer ones automatically lock. You can have, if they bang on the door, you can actually have a little internal alarm system in here, but not this one. This is just the workhorse, plain Jane, 15 codes. Okay, to add a user. Now, it used to be 15, but apparently now you can add up to 19 codes. So to add a user, I have to punch in my programming code, 9841442, 3 blinks, then hit it again after it finishes blinking. Punch number 1 to add a user code, and we're going to go 9876, and then do it again, 9876. We got a green. Let's just test it now. 9876. So pretty easy to add a user code. And watch the other video. I got a whole separate video on all the programming to add numbers, delete numbers. This is just quick, easy, fast, show you how to add a number. So on your instruction manual is your programming code. If you've lost or misplaced your instruction manual, you can disassemble the lock. We take it apart, and on the outer piece on the inside is the label. And the label will show your programming code and your A and B user. Okay, if we want to rekey this lock, it's pretty simple. Is remove the inside plate, inside cover. Remove the cover. Disconnect the battery, the 9-volt battery, very simple. And you have to disconnect to the outside of the lock. So we have to disconnect this. It's just simple. Pull it apart. And you have to get that straight so we can feed it through. Let's remove, hold the outside lock in place. And you got to carefully feed this through. And you remove the lock. So we still got a few more procedures here. And remember our programming code, label. The older versions just take a Phillips screwdriver. The new ones, they went to Torx. So there's a few more bits and pieces here. So we got, let's just get our Torx. Let's remove 6 screws. Take this off. And this comes out. And if you look at where we are, our tailpiece is horizontal to the plug. So let's pull out the cylinder. It's easy to go back in, you know which way. There's the Bible, and the tailpiece is horizontal. And we remove that little plastic piece. Remove that. You lay things out as you're taking them out so you know. And the end cap is quite simple. To know how to rekey this, check out our other videos. We got lots of rekeying videos. So the most important thing we put this back together again is make sure the tailpiece is horizontal. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make. Some of these you can make them go the other way. Some of them are idiot proof. They only go together one way. Make sure you put it on, and then we have to put in our spacer, our little piece there, and our little bushing, little plastic piece. Make sure those are all back in. That spacer as well. This is easy. It only goes in one way. So I gotta get the tailpiece in the back there. Reinstall it there. Then, because it's a pain getting that tailpiece in the other tailpiece, and then this just goes together, and we'll put in our 6 Torx screws. I think we'll speed this part up again. There we go. So, just get each one started. Try not to crimp the wire. You gotta be careful using the electric screwdrivers. You don't want to cross thread. Okay, attach the communication bus, we maybe will call that. Put the battery back in. Sure we put we're not going to crimp any cables when we put the cover on. Machine screws, not wood screws. Key. That's the code. So this is a fantastic deadbolt. I love it. It's very simple. So it takes 19 user codes, which is surprising. It used to be 15, I thought. There's 19 user codes, very easy to add codes, delete. See the videos on, I got a whole video on just all the different ways of programming it. Very simple, great deadbolt. It takes a 9-volt battery. It lasts about a year with normal use. Some people get longer, some people get less. It's a very reliable and durable electronic lock. It doesn't have a lot of the bells and whistles. It's very simple, but that's what keeps it just chugging along, working all the time. It's a great basic electronic deadbolt. It's probably the best one out there for the price range and what it does. If you want something more fancy, look at the look at my other videos of the Schlage electronic deadbolts that have all the bells and whistles, Bluetooth, Z-Wave, Wi-Fi, and the different programming and the bells and whistles. More money, more bells and whistles, a lot more fun, but this thing is out of the box. It's absolutely fantastic. Great deadbolt, great electronic deadbolt, mechanical, electrical, reliable, and durable. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Also, visit my website and you can see what online locksmith training I have for beginners, intermediate, and advanced, as well as my covert methods of entry and my non-destructive methods of entry.